Ladies and gentlemen, Mohegan Sun Arena. We have arrived at our main event of the evening. And the world is watching! 3 5-minute rounds in the PFL heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is an MMA specialist and stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 243 pounds, and in 33 professional MMA fights has built a record of 24 wins and 9 losses. 19 victories coming by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Milton Keynes, England, Linton Big Swan Vassell! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He is an MMA specialist and stands 6 feet 1 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 231.5 pounds and owns a professional record of 13 victories, 3 defeats, and 1 no contest. He is a former Bellator interim heavyweight champion and fights at a Stadios Russia, Valentin Moldavsky! Your referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
All right, gentlemen. Been through the rules in the locker room. Want you to obey my commands at all time. Want you to protect yourselves at all time. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Good luck to both of you.
Vassell in the blue trunks, Moldavsky in the gray.
All right,
3
gentlemen,
5-minute rounds.
You ready, sir? Let's go. Fight.
Vassell needs the first round finish to secure a playoff spot. Moldavsky has already clinched. Will determine his seed based on the performance tonight.
Man, these two guys are imposing.
Just move your feet. Just move your feet.
Feeling out process here early. Umberto Komodo, what do you have for us?
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because that is what Linton Vassell is trying to do. He needs points, obviously, to move on to the playoffs. And the merger between Bellator and PFL was such a boost for nearly everybody involved. But it wasn't the best situation, right, for Linton Vassell. He was supposed to fight for a world championship. Instead, he gets thrown in. You got to go through the toughest test in sports to get that world championship fight. What a story, guys, it would be if he's able to replicate what he did in the second fight against Valentin Moldavsky and get into the playoffs.
Moldavsky moving behind his jab here.
Yeah, just playing a bit smart here, Moldavsky. Not leaving himself in the pocket, ready for Linton Vassell to start swinging counter punches again. He's in and out of range here, and he's working up the body as well, which I like. Working to the body first, then coming up to the head before he gets out of range.
Nice low kick for Vassell, who then switches stances. Our betting expert, Ian Parker, how'd you play this fight?
Well, Sean, I was thinking Linton Vassell was going to come in guns blazing and go for it. We got Moldavsky at even money to win inside the distance here. His strength is looking really good. He keeps using that jab. If Vassell doesn't make a move soon, I think Moldavsky's going to take over. So let's see if we can hit another one tonight.
Moldavsky has been starting his combinations to the body, trying to finish up top.
The thing is, every time he dips his level to strike to the body, it's given Linton Vassell the challenge of trying to figure out whether he's going to try and shoot or whether he's punching. And at the moment, it's freezing him on the body shot, which means he's getting caught with the follow-up shots to the head.
I think that's exactly right, Dan. It caused him to stop moving his feet, to think if he needs to sprawl or cover. And that little bit of doubt is exactly what he's playing off of.
Freezing him just for a moment, isn't it? Vassell's holding that. Oh!
Nice check hook.
Vassell ran into a right hand, temporarily stunned him. Another chest to chest. Good short right for Vassell, and now a sharp knee Valentin Moldavsky working for a takedown as he presses Linton Vassell against the smart cage barrier.
Keep digging there. Keep going, keep going.
Strong work from Moldavsky to just muscle.
That's exactly what that was horsepower. He just used, he didn't put his hands locked or anything, he just used horsepower.
There's a look at Fedor Emelianenko in the corner of Valentin. Randy, I never had a trilogy fight in my career. You had a very famous one with Chuck Liddell. How does it change the dynamic here in this third matchup?
Man, it's always a challenge to figure out, especially I won the first fight, so what was he going to adjust? What was he going to change in the second fight? And I think that's always the onus, the guy that won the first one. The third one's a toss-up.
This is clever work because Moldavsky knows that Vassell, first of all, he needs the first round finish. Second of all, he's strongest in the first round. And this is a far safer game plan to wrestle and drain him as best he can. But Vassell now, he's trying to create some movement, create some space.
Oh, that was a groin shot for sure.
Low blow, Valentin Moldavsky.
We're going to replay maybe.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a look at this one.
They got replay.
We'll bring in Big John McCarthy as we take a look at this replay. Big John, legal or accidental?
Accidental and not legal. The shot did move the cup of Linton Vassell. I don't believe that Moldavsky purposely brought it up in that direction, but it absolutely moved the cup. It doesn't have to hit it directly. And so that was a shot that it's a foul, and they're going to have to give him his time.
Man, he looks really hurt. And Moldavsky straight away shaking his head, saying no, it was a legal shot until he saw the replay on the big screen.
Vassell will be given 5 minutes to recover here as we take another look at this replay. Tim Johnson watching on with interest backstage. But this fight goes to the second round.
Linton, how you doing?
Tim Johnson is in the playoffs on the strength of a first round win for him earlier tonight. Linton Vassell only has 52 seconds left after this pause to get a finish and earn a spot in the playoffs.
3:20. You got 3 minutes and 20 seconds to recover, or let me know how you're doing. If you want to get up and try to walk it off, you can do that too.
I think the replay has shown that it's pretty indisputably a foul.
You can't talk. You got to stand over there, okay? No coach, though. No coach, okay?
Vassell starting to elevate himself. Moldavsky hoping that this fight can continue.
You still got time. You still got time. How much time? 2 minutes.
Big John, if Linton Vassell cannot continue, explain for our fans and watchers what happens here.
Well, if Linton cannot continue in this, since it's the first round, it would be up to Dan Mergulao to say whether he believed it was intentional or unintentional. If he says it's unintentional, it would be a no contest. if he thought it was intentional, it would be a DQ win for Linton Vassell. I don't think that Dan would say that it was an intentional shot. The big thing to realize is the Mohegan Sun Athletic Commission, they do have replay, and they have looked at this. So if Dan was wrong in calling it like Moldavsky was kind of saying, then they would have started the fight, and Linton would have either had to have continued on, or they would have stopped the fight, and it would have been a TKO. So they've reviewed it. They said, yes, it was a foul. It hit him in the groin, and that's why Linton has up to 5 minutes. In this situation, the fighter is in control of the time. Linton is the guy that is saying, I can go or I can't. Dan cannot make him go on at this time. He can take all the way up to the 5 minutes before he starts.
And here we're ready for a restart. Dan Murgliata did tell Valentin Moldavsky if it happens again, he's going to have to DQ him, trying to discourage that shot to the groin. Now a takedown attempt here from Vassell. Good sprawl from Valentin.
Big cuts on the side. Big cuts on the side of Moldavsky's head here.
That was that right hook.
And a hard low kick.
Tried to reach down and catch it, did Valentin Moldavsky. High kick attempt there. Vassell then tests the left hand. Good
Nice
takedown.
trip. Second effort by Moldavsky to get that trip and secure the takedown.
Now he cannot make the playoffs. Tim Johnson is in. Moldavsky will look to get a finish so he doesn't have to fight his friend and teammate Oleg Popov in the first round of the playoffs.
You know, Vassell's still messing with his groin guard between rounds and stuff. I wonder how he's feeling. You never properly recover. Here Moldavsky's in on a double leg. Linton Vassell needs to get his legs spread apart. It's too late. Now he's on the floor. It's going to be a lot of work for him to get back to his feet here, and this is where Moldavsky starts to drain his opponents. Vassell with the whizzer, back to his feet. Can he stay on his feet though?
It's going to make Moldavsky work for it, that's for sure.
Moldavsky's got the hands clasped together. And there's more horsepower to get it to the ground, but Vassell not conceding.
Good heavy pressure this from Moldavsky.
Keeping his elevation high.
Took that leg, Brandy, as you were saying earlier.
Yep, trap that bottom leg turn. Keep that head up. Use that posture, pick your shots.
Linton's going to try and pop up again here, but he needs to get that right foot back under his control. He needs to get it under his center line to build up, and you can see him now. Pulls that knee to the fence. He's going to try and pop up, but Moldavsky's going to be ready to mat return or strike.
Live odds swinging further in Valentin Moldavsky's favor here, minus 810 now on the live odds. And the pressure from the Russian gluing Linton Vassell to the smart cage.
Vassell on the wrist control there, manages to strip one grip. Can he turn and get off the fence though is the big question here. Moldavsky's working to get his hands back together. Fingertips touch for a moment. I could see them here through the fence at the commentary booth, but Vassell doing a good job of controlling the wrist. Can he create some space? Moldavsky drives forward.
2 minutes left in the second round.
Vassell's corner team asking him to get off the fence.
Oh, big knee to the gut. That was a big one up the middle.
That'll test your rib cage.
Absolutely. Vassell's got to learn to re-pummel, get that underhook, circle towards that underhook. Use that height advantage he has. His wrist control is great, but... Oh, big one!
Drops Valentin! Can Vassell capitalize? Passes the guard into the half.
Biggest strike of the fight so far, potentially. That could really sway the judges on this round.
Linton Vassell flattened Valentin Moldavsky, who appears to have recovered and is now working for a stand-up. The hammer fist misses. Vassell is excellent at passing to a full mount and grounding and pounding from there. They're working the half guard for now.
30 seconds to go. Does he progress his position?
Moldavsky certainly seems to have his wits about him now. He's defending himself well, tying Vassell up.
Linton Vassell's going to sprint here, last 10 seconds. I expect him to try and land a few more strikes before the end of this round.
Final few seconds of round number 2. A turning of the tide here at Mohegan Sun, and round 3 next. Corner stopped the bleeding on the side of Valentin Moldavsky's head.
All right, ready? Round 3, let's go, gentlemen.
One more round tonight. Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy, Randy Couture beside the smart cage. Big John McCarthy joining us remotely with insight on judging. And how is round 2 scored? A lot of control from Moldavsky, but the big moment was Linton Vassell's, Big John.
Yeah, you got to go with the big moment because that was the closest thing to ending the fight that there was in that round. And then he took over from that point. So I had Moldavsky winning the first round 10-9. I have Linton Vassell winning the second 10-9. We have an even fight. This fight is up for grabs right now. We're going to see who wants it more.
So this trilogy is a fight apiece and now a round apiece. And Valentin Moldavsky, as the live odds call it, a pick'em, pressing against the smart cage barrier to try and get another takedown.
Moldavsky is working incredibly hard in this fight. This is not good for him. Now he lands in bottom position. Valentin Moldavsky with the wrist ride. Can he take the back here of Moldavsky?
Vassell's got one hook in. Riding a little high.
As he recovered.
Backs himself up.
Man, he's so close to getting that second hook in. He had it for a moment, and Moldavsky's cleared it. Fantastic work by Moldavsky to clear that hook.
Very clever, keeping that leg back, not letting him sink that hook, and he was already a little too high, so he had that wrist control too. That pulled him right over the top.
Get very good awareness, that clever awareness that hook was maintaining the back control for Linton Vassell. Vassell on the wrist control now. He's going to try and build himself up. 3 minutes left, all to play for here in this fight, in the trilogy. Potentially not for the playoffs, though.
Well, for Moldavsky, he knows he's heading to the playoffs. I think it's probably safe to say he's abandoned all thought of avoiding a certain matchup as he gets swept. Just trying to fight for his life and get the win here. Linton Vassell making it difficult.
Man, Moldavsky is tired, man. He has spent a lot of energy.
He just put both shoulders on the mat and took a big breath to charge himself up for an attempt.
Clever work by both of these guys. This is really good grappling.
Yeah, looked like Moldavsky was going to get up, and Vassell stepped right over. Those takedowns and being in on those double legs for so long would take so much out of you.
The Linton Vassell step over to the back here again. Moldavsky looks exhausted.
Now Vassell's got that far side underhook, pinning Moldavsky's back.
Linton Vassell's letting him turn here. He's got the wrist ride again. Is he going to go for the hooks again? Oh!
Almost out the back door. Vassell hip heist just in time to keep him down.
But look at this. Again, Moldavsky continues to work. Tries to get himself away from the grasp of Big Swarm.
What I will say is if I'm Oleg Popov watching this, I'm thinking, I'm not able to exhaust Moldavsky if I end up having to fight the guy.
90 seconds left in this heavyweight main event.
Go in the cage, let go in the cage.
Moldavsky crawling over to the smart cage and using the fence to help him elevate. Digging deep here, despite visual fatigue. Working for another takedown. Kimura grip to defend for Linton Vassell.
Oh, he's going to go for it, but I think Moldavsky gets top position here. It's going to take a tremendous effort for Vassell to get back to his feet or even reverse this position. 45 seconds to go, and he's trying.
There's another knee. Too close for any of these punches.
These guys are exhausted. They have spent so much energy in the heavyweight division. That is amazing, the pace of this fight.
Man, Moldavsky fighting for potentially one last takedown. Gets the fingers together. There's the big lift, and down Linton Vassell goes. Final 10. Couple of punches from Valentin Moldavsky, and then the final bell.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Sal D'Amato scores about 29-28 for Vassell. Judge Eric Colon scores about 29-28 for Moldavsky. And Judge Brian Miner scores about 29-28 for your winner. Via split decision, Linton Vassell!
Linton Vassell gets the rubber match and the bragging rights in the trilogy.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now to the PFL MMA YouTube channel.